guys, welcome back to our channel. So I'm actually here by myself because Markyl's at home, and I just felt like, you know, maybe I should do this video by myself. Like, maybe I should tell like my story. Like, I'm gonna start crying because it's gonna be like an emotional story, honestly. Like, not a story about my life or like anything like that, but a story on what I've been through in like the past month. Oh my god, I'm gonna start fucking crying. Can we just keep in mind that I'm pregnant? Okay. Lord Jesus. So I just wanted to sit down and like film this video or whatever. And you know, I was gonna get all glammed up and, you know, actually look presentable, but I just thought it would be better if I did a like story time, get ready with me, because I do have to get ready because I have some errands to run, and I'm also going out to lunch with my mom and my sister, because I thought like, you know, maybe I should just sit down in front of a camera, honestly, just like not glammed up like the real me or whatever. So this is really what I look like when I wake up. It's 10:30 in the morning. My hair is curly because I slept with it down last night. It was straight last night. I don't know what happened, but it's curly. You know, just sit down and tell you guys what's really been going on and stuff. Oh my god, I probably look so fucking crazy. But yeah, let's just get on into the video. Alright, so let's just start off with why we haven't been on YouTube. So our last video was me filming on Black Friday, a video which actually was like a fucking mess, but a lot of people were asking for that video or whatever, so I was like, alright, I'll upload it or whatever. So that video was actually like a fucking mess, but it was uploaded. Honestly, sometimes I think I should take it down because it looks such a mess, but like whatever, like it doesn't even matter. So that was the last video we uploaded, and we were arguing like couple days, but not a couple days, like maybe the day before Thanksgiving and on Thanksgiving, so we didn't spend Thanksgiving together. And we didn't spend Black Friday together because Markyl said that he had work. And we were supposed to go Black Friday shopping, but he said that he had work. It turns out that he didn't even have work. So he didn't talk to me the whole day on Black Friday or on Thanksgiving or whatever. So that was that. Then we just started arguing a lot. Like, it was like really bad. We would just argue all the time. But we would just argue like all the time about like dumb stuff or whatever, like stuff that really didn't matter as much as like people would like think it would or whatever, or like it would just be dumb arguments. And you know, sometimes you just can't take it. Like, honestly, feelings change. Like, sometimes you don't feel the same way you do about a person or whatever that you did when you guys first started like talking or dating or whatever. So I love Markyl, don't get me wrong, like I do have such love for him, but at that moment I was just like, you know what, I just want to focus on myself. Like, I just want to do things by myself. I just want to like be left alone. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to be with you, and like I don't want to like be in this relationship anymore. So we agreed that we weren't going to be together or whatever, and that like he didn't want to be friends with me. He didn't want to talk to me anymore. So I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine if that's how you feel. So we left it alone as that. And after that, it was like beginning of December or whatever, and we were like still not talking or whatever. And one day, like, this is really hard for me to talk about because like not a lot of people know this, but I had I had a miscarriage or whatever, and it was like one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with or whatever. Like, it was really, really, really hard for me, like, dealing with that. Like, you see other people go through it, or you hear stories about, like, other people going through it, and you're like, oh, like, that's not me. So you don't, like, feel anything towards it. But when it is you, it's, like, the worst thing you can ever go through. And it was, like, the worst for me. Like, I was really, like, depressed or whatever. And I was really sad for, like, days. And I just stayed in bed. And I cried, like, hours and hours. I just cried. I'm about to start crying now because it was really sad. But, yeah, like, I told my friends or whatever. They were there for me. Like, I told some of my friends. But it was really, really hard to sit and, like, explain to them what happened, and like they've never dealt with that. So it's like, yeah, they could be there for you, but like they really don't understand what you're going through. So that was really hard for me or whatever. And like Markyl knew, and we got through it together, and we were like, okay, maybe we should just like, you know, get back together or whatever, because it was like really hard when the only person that was there for you at the time dealing with the same situation as you is a person that like 2 days ago didn't want to talk to you. So it was really, really hard to, you know, accept that or whatever. So we got back together. Things were doing pretty good, and we weren't like together. We just hung out, and you know, we barely talked to each other. So it was like we were just wasting each other's time, honestly. So we were like, okay, this is dumb. Like, what's the point of us like doing this? So we were like, okay, like we're just not gonna get back together. Like, it is what it is. I'm actually gonna finish my brows and then I'll be right back. I'm back. They're not loud anymore. But we were just trying to make things work for honestly no reason. Like, there was no point of us like getting back together. Now that I like look back on that situation, like, oh, here it goes. So I was just like, okay, whatever, like, and we were just arguing so much about the dumbest things, and I was like, you know what, like, this is just so stupid. Why are we back together? Like, there's no point of us being back together. Like, and, you know, I was just tired. Like, I was just like so depressed, and I just wanted to deal with things myself. And you know, when you're in that position, you tend to push people away. Like, you do. Like, it's just what you're naturally like feel like you need to do, is push people away. So, but at that time I really didn't want to be with Markyl. I just wanted to be by myself. I just wanted to, you know, do things by myself, and you know, just focus on myself and school and work. And I had just got a new job, and I just wanted to, you know, just find myself. Sometimes you just have to find yourself without another person. And that's just what I wanted to do. I just wanted to find myself without being tied down to another person, like, for my life or whatever. And, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, no, you shouldn't be like that. Like, you know, people are there for you, then you should let them help you or whatever. But, you know, sometimes you need that. Sometimes you just need that, like, space and time to yourself. Like, you really do. So, and I think a lot of people don't take time out for themselves a lot anymore. So, I was like, you know what? I just want to do me or whatever. And I talked to my mom about it. She was like, I think that's a good idea. You know, sometimes you just need to break away from a person. And if it's meant to be, then it will happen. So don't stress about it. So it's like, okay, whatever. And, you know, my mom knew, like, about my miscarriage. My sister knew. Like, it wasn't, like, only my friends knew or whatever. So fast forward, me and Markyl weren't talking. I was just, you know, hanging out with, like, old friends. Like, not even guy friends. Just hanging out with, like, people I hadn't hung out with in a long time. And just catching up with friends, you know, hanging out with my best friend. And it was just, it was really good, like, not having to worry about, like, being attached to a person. Like, I could go to the store and, like, a guy will try to talk to me. Like, when you're in a relationship, guys try to talk to you, but, like, it's different when you're out of a relationship and guys try to talk to you. You're like, wait, I could talk to this person if I wanted to. Like, because when you're in a relationship, you just keep walking. You're just like, stop fucking talking to me, da-da-da, or however you may be. But that's how I am. So, I was just like, it was totally different. So I just wanted to, like, I went to, like, parties and, like, I'm not even a party person, but it was just like, when you got invited to a party, you're like, fuck it, like, I'm not in a relationship, I can go to a party, like, not even to dance or, like, talk to guys, just to have fun and be, like, out the house or whatever. So, me and my sister and one of my girl best friends, went to, like, this party, and it was fun or whatever. And then I think that weekend after, my sister and I and a couple of my friends, we all went to the City Girls concert. And it was fun or whatever. And I have this app on my phone, and it was telling me, like, oh, like, you're 9 days late on your period. So I wasn't really thinking anything of it. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, because I had got off birth control, like, end of October. So I wasn't surprised, like, if my period was going to be late, because, like, when you get off birth control, your periods are really, really weird. So I was like, okay, like, it's just going to be one of those, like, periods that, like, doesn't want to come for hella late or whatever, like, da-da-da, like, whatever. So I went to the City Girls concert, and I had super fun, and I was just like, okay, whatever. So then I went home, I went to sleep, whatever. In the morning, that morning, Saturday morning, it was like, oh, like, it messaged me, like, oh, your period's 9 days late or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. So I was on the phone with my guy best friend, and, like, something in my head was just like, take a test. So I was like, hey, you know, I'm going to call you back. And he was like, okay. So then I go to the bathroom, and I had already had a pregnancy test, like, in my drawer or whatever. So I was like, okay, like, I'll just take this one, because it was the last one. Like, you know those packs that come in, like, 3 or whatever? And I only get the digital blue ones because I hate waiting. Like, is that a false line? Is that not a line? Whatever. That fucking bullshit. No, like, just say pregnant or not pregnant. So I was just determined that, like, it was gonna say that I wasn't pregnant. Like, I was gonna be like, okay, whatever, like, maybe my ass just fucking tripping. I was just gonna call my boy best friend back and act like nothing ever fucking happened. Like, because I didn't tell him that I was taking, like, the pregnancy test. I just said, I'm gonna call you back. So I'm sitting there, I pee on the stick or whatever, and I put it down on, like, the bath, like, the side of the tub. And I'm, like, a really impatient person. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm just going to watch a YouTube video. And then, like, when I see that it changes, I'll look or whatever, to keep my mind off of, like, sitting there taking a damn pregnancy test. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I think I was watching James Charles' new, like, makeup video or whatever. Because I love him. I'm actually using his palette. I love him or whatever. So I was like, all right, like, I'm just going to watch this. And it was, like, the digital ones, it has, like, 3 different dots, and then it'll pop up, like, if you're pregnant or not, whatever. So I saw that it was, like, on 2 dots, so I'm like, alright, whatever. So James is still doing, like, his intro, whatever. And then I see, like, words pop up. So I'm like, okay. So I look over, and it says pregnant. And I'm like, oh, my God, like, I'm pregnant. Like, this says pregnant. Like, this is real. And I swear it was, like, the whole world just went, like, blank. Like, I couldn't even think straight. I was, like, blinking. Like, is this real? Is this real? And I was like, oh, my God, like, this is real. And I was just like, wow, like, that's crazy. And so I just started crying and crying and crying, like, happy tears. Like, I wasn't sad, like, fuck, what am I going to do? I was just like, oh, my God, like, this is real right now. Like, this is real life. And I was just like, that's so crazy. Like, I would have... If something in my head wasn't, like, take a pregnancy test, I wouldn't have took that pregnancy test. And I was just like, that's so crazy. And I was sitting there crying. I was like, oh, my God, like, my life is going to be so different in, like, a good way. I was like, that is, like, crazy. So I go downstairs, and I'm, like, holding the pregnancy test because I'm like, fuck, like, it was only me and my mom home at the time. So I'm like, oh, my God, like, I have to tell my mom, which was... honestly, not a mistake, but she can't hold water, so it was like, I should just wait to tell her last, honestly. So, I'm like, I go downstairs, and every time, like, and this was on a Saturday morning, so when me and my brother have, like, school or whatever, and we go downstairs and be like, oh, Mom, we're about to leave, she'll be like, oh, good morning, beautiful, and stuff like that, like, that's how my mom is every morning. So I go downstairs and she's like on her computer or whatever, and she turns around, she's like, oh, good morning, beautiful. And you could just tell, like, my face was just like, and she was like, oh, what's wrong or whatever. And I was just like, and I was just crying. I started crying. I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, of course I knew what I was going to do, but I was just like, oh my God, like, this is real. She's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I handed her the pregnancy test, and she started jumping up and down. She was so excited. She started crying. She was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm going to be a grandma. Like, and I was just like, this is real life. Like, I'm here. Like, this is real life. And she was like, you need to go to the doctor, or whatever, see how far along you are. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like, this is like something out of a fucking movie. And I was like, this can't be real. And she was like, are you gonna tell Markyl? And I had like totally forgot about Markyl in this moment. Like, Markyl wasn't even on my mind when like this happened. So I was like, oh my God, I have to tell Markyl or whatever. So I was like, fuck, like, because me and Markyl weren't talking. So it was like, first of all, is he even gonna, like, answer my phone call when I try to call him? Or, like, what is he gonna say? Da, da, da. So I was like, oh my God, like, he's not even gonna answer my phone call. Like, I'm just gonna be wasting my time. So I tried to call him. He didn't answer. And I called him, like, 5 times. He didn't answer. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So I'm texting him, like, hey, it's an emergency, it's an emergency, it's an emergency. And he finally calls back, and he's like, what do you want? What do you want? Like, what's going on? So I'm like, hey, like, I really need to, like, talk to you. It's an emergency. And I'm like, I need you to open up your door so I can come over. And he's like, for what? I'm like, he's like, I don't want to get up. Like, give me a minute. I'm like, no, I need to talk to you right now. And so he's like, fine, whatever. So he's like, okay, the door's unlocked. So I go over there, and he's, like, in bed. And I'm just sitting on the bed, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, I wasn't scared to tell him. I was more nervous to tell him, like, what the fuck is he gonna say to me? Like, I mean, honestly, what could he say to me? Like, it was his, so it was like, what the fuck else are you gonna do? Like, honestly, I say this all the time, and I let Markyl know this. You don't have to be in my child's life, because my child's gonna be good with or without you. Like, and that would be with anybody. Like, I don't fucking care. I don't, like, need you. So I was just like, honestly, if he doesn't want the kid, like, I don't fucking care, like, whatever, I'm still gonna have my baby, so, whatever. So, I was just so nervous, and I couldn't, like, say it, and I just gave him the pregnancy test, and he was just like, you're lying, like, this is fake. I was like, no, it's not, it's real. Like, I could ping on another one for you, like, it's fucking real. And, like, he was just lost words. He was like, we gotta go to the doctor, and I was like, alright. And then, so I had to pick up my mom's medicine from Walgreens first. And then we went to Kaiser, and we sat there, and it was like the longest wait time. I felt like we were there for like ever, like waiting. These fucking dogs. I felt like we were in the waiting room for like forever, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is taking like forever. Like, I just want to know, like, is this real life? And they call us back or whatever. The lady's like, I need you to pee in a cup or whatever. And I was like, okay. So I go pee, and she gives it to this man, and the man, he sticks a pregnancy test in it, he sits it on top, and like, we're in the like room or whatever, but I could see like him putting like the pregnancy test or whatever, like, I could see it through the curtain. So I'm like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. And so, like, I would say like 5 minutes later passed by. He comes in, and he's like, oh, and he's telling Markyl, like, you have to go wait in the waiting room or whatever, and when we're done talking to her, we'll, like, call you in or whatever, because the nurse is about to come in. So he was like, okay. So he walks out. This lady comes in, and she's like, you know, when females come in, we automatically run a pregnancy test or whatever, and, like, yours is positive. I actually have the video. I'll try to insert it. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, because she was talking so low in the video or whatever, and she just basically told me, like, you know, yours is pregnant or whatever, like, is that your boyfriend or whatever? That's not my position to, like, tell him you're pregnant or whatever. You'll have to tell him. I was like, okay. Like, we already knew that, like, we were pregnant, but all she did was confirm or whatever, and then she wrote me a prescription for some prenatal pills, and that was it. She was like, see you later, bye, congratulations. I was like, okay, like crazy. So then I have the app on my phone or whatever. This eye looks so much better than this eye. So I have the app on my phone or whatever, and it has a section. It's like each day, and it has a section for like pregnancy tests or whatever. So I put in that I took a pregnancy test. It was positive. So then it pops up and it goes pregnant, and then how many weeks you are from your last period, which is how doctors do it. They'll do it from your last period. So it said that I was 5 weeks and I think 2 days pregnant. And I was like, oh my God, like, that's far along for just finding out. Like, most people, that is when they just find out, like, when they miss their period. I was just like, oh my God. So I just started counting back, like, 5 weeks. Like, so I was pregnant for Christmas. I was pregnant for New Year's. And I didn't even know. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. So, you know, me and Markyl weren't together or whatever. So I was just like, okay, what are we going to do? Because are we going to, like, co-parent? Or, like, are you just going to up and leave? Because I'm fine with either. Like, I've been saying I don't fucking need you. So he was like, it's whatever you want to do. And I was like, well, honestly, I'm going to keep my kid, like, with or without you. So it really doesn't matter to me. And then he was just like, well, you know, I don't want you to keep my kid away from me if, like, I don't want to be with you. And I was like, I wouldn't do that as long as you're, like, stepping up and doing what you need to do. Then we're not going to have a problem. But I was like, when we first got together, we said if we ever got pregnant, you know, like, we're going to step up, be together so our kid could, like, see their mom and dad together. Like, you know, sometimes that's not what people want to do. They don't want to be with somebody just for their kid's sake. Like, they rather just co-parent. Co-parent is fine, but we made that promise that if we ever, you know, got pregnant or whatever, and we weren't together, that, you know, we would step up, forget about what we're going through, and it's time to focus on what's happening now. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna have to step up and suck it up and be with each other. Like, we're just gonna have to forget about all these damn arguments, because it's not about us no more. And some people, they don't have that, like, courage to, you know, say stuff like that. Like, they'll just be like, you know, we'll just co-parent, like, whatever. So that's what we did. We're like, you know, we're just gonna get back together, like, for our child's sake, because I don't want my child to be like, oh, am I going to dad's house today? Am I going to mom's house today? Like, no, it's not about us anymore. So suck that shit up, and we have something to do with. So they didn't want to do a sonogram because they said that I was too early. So I was like, okay, whatever. So how I told my friends. So I told my friends right after I tried to tell my sister, but she was in Stockton. And I wanted to tell her in person, but her ass was fucking catting off. So I was like, okay, whatever. So we went to Target because I wanted to take an announcement photo, and I'll insert the photo. And that's how I was going to announce to everybody that I was pregnant. But I wanted to wait till 12 weeks to tell everybody that I was pregnant. But I had to announce it earlier because my mom can't fucking hold ice water. And she just started telling everybody because she was so fucking excited. And so, yeah, I had to tell people early, which I really didn't want to do. But whatever. So that's the picture that I used to announce it or whatever. And I was just like, this is fucking crazy. I told my friends, and they were all supportive and happy and stuff like that. And, you know, I was just like, I just want to wait to tell people because I don't want to have a miscarriage. And I clearly had to tell people earlier than 12 weeks because of my mom. And it was just getting out to people from, like, people that I've been friends with for a while and old friends and stuff like that. It was just getting out to people, and people were texting me and stuff like that. And I didn't want to sit and, like, lie to people and be like, oh no, I'm not pregnant, and then a couple weeks later announce that I'm pregnant, and then have more people text me like, why the fuck were you sitting there lying to me? So I was like, alright, whatever, like, I'm just gonna have to announce it. So I sat and I just cried and cried and cried, and I was just like, this is not how I wanted to do things. Like, this is not fair that I didn't get to tell people how I wanted to tell them, and, like, people are telling my business, and this isn't fair, blah, blah, blah. And I just sat with Markyl and just fucking cried, like, this is so fucked up. Like, why can't people just let me tell my business the way I wanted to tell it? And he was just like, well, if you want to announce it or whatever, then you can announce it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure nothing's going to happen. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I announced it on Facebook because I didn't want, because I have most of my family on Facebook, and I didn't want anyone to feel like one person was told before them, or why was this person told before them, or why didn't they know? So I was just like, you know what, I have all my family on Facebook, I'm just gonna post it on Facebook. So I posted on Facebook, and so many people were like, congratulations. And I haven't got hate from like family members, I would say. Yeah, like no one in my family has been like, oh, like, you know, just talking shit or whatever. Like, they probably have been, but I haven't heard anything. And like, I would probably cuss somebody out because I don't have the patience. So I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal because, one, I am 18. I work. Like, and clearly my mom wasn't one of those moms that was just like, okay, get the fuck out of my house. Like, she's so fucking excited. So I was like, you know what? Like, whatever. So a lot of people wanted to know how did I deal with it, like, telling people that, like, I went to school with, or stuff like that. So when I announced it on Facebook, I announced it on Snapchat, like, I posted it on Snapchat, and so many people were, like, shocked, like, I announced it, and so many people were texting me, like, oh my, like, sending me Snapchats, like, oh my god, you're pregnant, like, what the fuck, and I was just like, it says that, right? Like, they were just asking me, was I pregnant? And I was just like, what does this post say? Like, this post clearly shows, like, why are you texting me, asking me am I pregnant? Like, you see it, like, just, you know, people do dumb shit, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, it's, the answer is clear as day right there, but they still ask you, and you're just like, okay, we see where your brain's at. But other people are just like, congratulations, like, oh my god, I'm so excited for you, and I was just like, okay, maybe, you know, this won't be so bad. Like, maybe I won't have to go through what some girls have to go through when they're bullied and, like, stuff like that. Which, you know, if you know me personally, you know, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck about anybody's opinions. I don't care, like, what you have to say about me. Because, like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. And at the end of the day, it's like, it's my life. And, like, you should worry about yours. But, you know, it's like sometimes stuff gets to you, especially when you're pregnant or whatever and your hormones are changing. Like, stuff does get to you, but I don't let it bother me because, like, I have bigger things to worry about. Like, I have bigger things to worry about than a fucking little fucking Susie talking shit about me at school. Like, I have bigger things to fucking worry about. Like, honestly, bigger fucking things to worry about than, like, these little ass girls, like, talking about me at school. Like, okay. So, I was just like, oh my god, like, it's so crazy or whatever. So, I did receive, like, a lot of people were telling me, like, people at Deanza, a old school that I went to, were talking mess about me and spreading rumors and stuff like that. And it was just, like, the rumors were so fucking crazy. Like, the shit that you hear people say about you, you're just like, what made you think of that? Like, what made that cross your head? So, I was like, okay, whatever. So, I'm actually done with my eyes. I actually like how they turned out. So, I was like, okay, whatever. So, you know, when you are having a child and, like, your child's life is, like, so innocent, like, they haven't done anything wrong, you know, whatever, blah, 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 you feel like you have to protect them at all costs. Like, it just felt like when I found out I was pregnant, it was like something in my head just clicked, and I was like, I'm somebody's mom, I'm responsible for them, I have to protect them. Like, your whole, like, brain just changes. Like, honestly, it does. Like, you have to make decisions not only for you, but for a whole nother life. And so, when all these rumors were going around, like, about my kid or whatever, like, that Markyl wasn't the dad, and that I had sex with my best friend, it's my best friend's baby, and it was just like, all these people were just talking so much mess about me, about my relationship, about my, like, kid, and I was just like, it just makes you, like, want to react to like all the hate or whatever. So, you know, I did what every other person or every other mom would have did, and I went back on Snapchat and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna clear these rumors, like, so let's clear them. So one, with everyone saying, since me and Markyl broke up, like, it couldn't be his. It couldn't be his. Like, whoa, Lord. One, when me and Markyl weren't together, nobody knows what we were doing, like, when we weren't together. Like, let's just start with that. No one knows if we were still hanging out. No one knows if we were still, like, going places, which we were. One, if you look back, I don't know if I still have it on my Instagram, like, little highlight or whatever. Me and Markyl went out to dinners, not together. We went out shopping and running errands, not together. We hung out, not together. We weren't even together on Christmas. We hung out on Christmas, not together. So it was like, people just say dumb shit and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Whatever. So I have my lashes on. So, you know, it was just like, I have bigger things to, you know, I have bigger things to worry about than fucking someone speaking on me and rumors and all that other fucking bullshit. So, the day we found out, we went to go get the announcement and stuff like that, and some of my family that didn't have Facebook, I, like, told them or whatever, like, they were super excited, and everyone was just super excited, but it was just, like, weird to get all these questions. Like, I have so many questions to, like, answer in this video. Hopefully this video isn't super long. I feel like it's gonna be, because like, it's just gonna be a super long video. But so many people asking me, like, am I gonna graduate? I've been on track before I even found out I was pregnant to graduate. I've been on track to graduate, like, for the longest time. Everyone's asking me, am I gonna go to prom? I'm actually not going to go to prom because prom is in April and my gender reveal is in April. And it's like, in April, I'll be, I think, 6 months? No. What? I won't be 6 months. April, I'll be almost 5 months pregnant. And I'll just be like, you know, too fucking fat to even try to find a dress, and then just waste money on, like, a dress and stuff like that. I went to prom last year. It wasn't even that fun. So, it's like, I'm just gonna waste my money and time on going to prom. And it's like a waste of money when I have a kid coming. So, it's like, that would just be a waste of money. Me spending money for, like, no reason. That could go on my kid. So, that's that. Everyone wants to know, am I gonna go to grad night? Grad night, I'll be 6 months. That's what I'll be 6 months for. Hopefully, I could go to grad night, depending on the price. If they'll allow me to go, if I'm, like, not super big, I think, like, they'll allow me to go or whatever. Hopefully they do. But if it's super expensive, then I'm not gonna go, once again, because I have responsibilities. And if it's more than, like, $200, I'm not gonna spend, like, over $200 on a trip to Disneyland when, once again, I have a kid coming. So, yeah. And plus, that's in June, and end of July is my baby shower, so we're gonna be getting, like, a lot of stuff for that. So, it's just, like, it all depends. Like, you know, sometimes you just have to choose what you're going to spend your money on very wisely. I would tell you that when, like, you have a kid, you really have to choose what you're going to spend your money on wisely. Because when you go to Target and you see, like, baby stuff and, like, you're buying it for another person, you could buy the cheapest item. They'll never know. But when you're going for your own kid, one can of formula is $20. Let's just talk about that. One can of formula is $20. So, it's like, you really have to choose what you're spending your money on. Like, car seats and strollers are expensive. Like, when you're not buying for your own kid, you don't realize how expensive. Like, I have little sisters. I buy for my sisters all the time. But, of course, like, I wasn't buying the cheapest thing for them, but I also wasn't buying $20 cans of formula for them. So it's like, you know, you don't realize how expensive it is until you have a kid. Like, you really don't. So I was like, you just have to choose your mate wise. Like, I still, like, me and Markyl, we still go to dinner. We still do stuff like that. Like, we still spend time with us before everything really gets crazy. And it's like, okay, we have a baby coming in a couple of months. So we still do stuff together for us because we're like, we don't want to, like, lose what we have because we're having a baby. So we still go to dinner. We still do fun things or whatever. I know we're supposed to be going to the ice cream museum and stuff like that, and to, like, spend time together. So I just think it all, like, depends on what, like, how far along you are. Because if you're, like, 5 months, of course you're not going to be spending money out here and there. Like, I'm only in my 2nd month, so it's like I still have a long way to go. So, you know, and it's like, honestly, when you're pregnant, it feels like no one's there for you. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, no one calls me to check up on me and ask me how I'm doing or how the baby's doing and stuff like that. Like, no one does that. But then it's like, why would I expect them to? Like, it's not their worry. Like, it doesn't matter to them. They don't care. So, you know, it's just like, sometimes you get in your feelings about certain stuff. Like, sometimes, you know, I am sad that, like, no one calls me and checks up on me and stuff like that. But then it's like, at the end of the day, it's not their job to. So it's like, you can't really, like, be mad or complain because they don't have to, like, call you and check up on you. Like, it's not in their mind, like, to care. So, you know, that's just how it is. And sometimes you get in your feelings about it and you're like, damn, like, my friends don't even call me anymore. Or, like, I'll be on Snapchat and I'll see my friends going somewhere and, like, I didn't get an invite. But I'm like, you know what, who the fuck cares? Because, like, I have other things to worry about than getting an invite to, like, somewhere. And then when you're pregnant, you're so more cautious of everything. Like, you have to be cautious of every single thing. Like, I have to be cautious of what I eat. I have to be cautious of when I go to the nail shop and what fumes I'm inhaling, or, you know, like, you just have to be cautious of every single thing. Like, when I'm driving or when I go to the grocery store, I have to be cautious of so many other people, especially when I'm driving. I have to be so much cautious of other people because, like, it's not only my life, it's someone else's life that, like, I'm responsible for. You just have to be cautious. Like, when people are driving around me crazy, I'm just like, okay, bitch, like, there's someone else's life in here, like, not just mine. It's like, you're just more, like, aware of your surroundings. I would say I'm definitely more aware of my surroundings. Like, when I walk to my car after work, I, like, check, like, I will always do this, but I check my surroundings. I make sure, like, no one's fucking following me when I'm in the store. Like, somebody fucking following me. Like, I'm just more, like, I wouldn't say paranoid, but I'm definitely more aware of my surroundings. Like, definitely more aware of my surroundings at all times. So it's like, because you're not responsible for yourself anymore. You're responsible for someone else. And it's like, I don't like to go places by myself anymore. Like, I make Markyl go with me places. You know, I just don't like being by myself because if something happens, like, I'm, like, super scared. So, yeah, it's, like, crazy. But I've seen that my baby, it's literally so, like, looking at someone else's sonogram and, like, it being yours is, like, the craziest thing. Like, seeing your kid for the first time, I promise you, is, like, the craziest fucking thing. You're like, what the fuck? Like, this is inside of me, like, ooh. Like, this is happening right now. It's so crazy. Like, and it's the most beautifulest thing ever. It was, like, seeing my baby was just, like, I just cried. Like, I was so excited. And, you know, I was just like, oh my god, like, this is really happening. Like, it's like every day I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, like, there's someone inside of me growing. And then when you get those pregnancy apps and stuff like that, it tells you, like, what your baby's growing, like, their liver's forming and their brain and their kidneys and everything. It's like, oh my god. But our first appointment with the OB is on February 4th. And I'll be 9 weeks, so my baby's arms and legs and stuff will be like fully grown out by then. So they said that hopefully like you'll get to definitely see like a better sonogram than the one I saw, because the baby's so tiny right now. And I was just like, oh my god, like, I can't wait. And it's coming so fast. Like February 4th is not that far away. It's like gonna be here like a blink of an eye. I'm just like, oh my god, I get to see my little baby. Like, I'm so excited. But if like you're watching this and you're going through the same thing that I am, I promise you it gets better. Like, just ignore all the negativity. Like, you know, you want to say something, just ignore all the negativity, because at the end of the day, they're not responsible for someone else's life like you are. Like, that's just how I take it. Like, these people are miserable, but I have bigger things to deal with. Like, I have like a bigger responsibility than they do. Like, I just don't even listen to it anymore or care about it anymore, because it's like they don't have anything to lose. You do. Like, you have a whole child like growing inside of you. You have something to lose. Like, not really lose, but you have more problems to deal with in your life right now than they probably ever will. So it's like, what does it matter? It's not gonna matter in 10 years, so why care right now? Like, it's just honestly how I take life. Like, it's not gonna matter when my kid is 10 years old, so why does it matter now? But you definitely, fuck, I messed up right here. You definitely notice like those fake friends that like are just, that just want to be there for you to know your business. You have to watch out for those, because I have a lot of people that will message me just because they want to know my business. Like, they want to ask you hella questions and basically see where your head's at, and like, are you gonna feed into them and tell them your business? And honestly, you know, if you decide to, that's you. But most people, I just be like, you know what, I'm too busy, and I don't text back, because I have bigger things to deal with. This is gonna be cut off the video. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. This video was not only emotional, like for myself, like sitting here telling my story. It was very like, so you guys can know like what's really going on and stuff like that. But we will be back uploading hopefully every Friday like we usually do. Hopefully we'll be uploading back every Friday, you know, because I actually miss vlogging and stuff like that. I might actually vlog today, but it won't be in this video. It'll be like next video. So, you know, maybe if you guys see me looking like this, like the same makeup, it's clearly the same day or whatever that I filmed this video. But I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave positive comments down below. Like, I've never really got negative comments, but you know, some people, they just either don't agree with what you say or they just feel some type of way. But I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, supporting me and Markyl, our channel. And hopefully in this video we have a new upload for our intro, because I've been working on a new intro to incorporate the baby and stuff like that into it. So hopefully this video I'm done with the new intro, because I've been working on it, but it wasn't complete because I needed Markyl to send me his video part of it. But I just want to really thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys want to see more of the things with the baby has an Instagram, and it will be linked down in the description with our Instagrams and all of our social medias. But once again, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in next time's video.